Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have watched my videos before, you probably know that I am obsessed with shoes, so you won't be surprised to know that today's video is all about shoes. But if you are new here, let me introduce myself. My name is Chris. I do videos on luxury handbags and shoes, fashion over 50 and fun stuff like that. So if that is something you are interested in, I would love it if you would subscribe. Okay, so for today's video, basically I have an unboxing of a pair of shoes from Manolo Blahnik. And I know it's hard to believe, but I actually have never had a brand new pair of Manolo Blahnik shoes. I did buy one pair pre-owned, but these are my first brand new ones. And normally I would just unbox them and wear them. However, I wanted to share with you because I was so impressed with the presentation and the wrapping that I thought I would share it with you. So let's get into it. They come in this beautiful white box. The Manolo Blahnik emblem is in silver. It is very understated and elegant and beautiful. It's on the front of the box as well as the sides right there. And then when you open it up, no surprise, there is a lot of tissue paper, but there's also your authenticity card. Kind of, you know, standard. Really nothing very extravagant about the authenticity card, but there is a lot of tissue paper. However, the primary reason that I wanted to share these shoes with you is because of the presentation when it comes to the wrapping. So I'm gonna unwrap all of the paper here, and as you can see, the shoes actually came already in the dust bags, which is something that I've never actually experienced before. I don't think I have. I can't recall. Perhaps Hermes had put their shoes in the dust bags. I'm not exactly sure. However, I know for certain that Jimmy Choo never does. I just unwrapped a pair of Jimmy Choos about a month ago. They were definitely not in the dust bags. The dust bags were actually underneath all of the tissue paper and everything. So this really impressed me because I thought, wow, they went that extra step and actually put the shoes in their dust bag. So let me pick up the dust bag. It has a drawstring. It is a beautiful gray, feels like cotton. It has Manolo Blahnik on the front, and then when you reach in and grab the shoe, it is wrapped, but not to the point where there's like excess paper or anything. So they do have the wrapping around the front. They also have this little stretcher piece right here. So I'm going to take that off, and a little bit of padding in the toe to keep them in shape. And then there's this beautiful wrapping around the front, but no surprise here. I'm sure you guessed that they are the Hangises or Hangises, however you pronounce them, and aren't they gorgeous? I absolutely love the look of these shoes. When I first opened them up, I literally was almost breathless because the crystals on them are so gorgeous that they actually, I feel like they shine like diamonds. Like they are utterly beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So I was so impressed with them. The Hangises come in a couple different fabrics. These are satin, obviously. They do come in grosgrain, they come in velvet, they come in lace. So I went with the satin, and satin sounds a little you know, iffy when it comes to durability and everything, but I have another pair of satin shoes from Ted Baker. I wear them all the time. They have worn really, really well. So I'm not really afraid of the durability of the satin shoes, but I just love the color of these. So also, Hangisi doesn't really have like colors, like specific colors for their shoes. They must have a code of some kind, because I was looking over the box and there's no name of the color. However, there's a couple of numbers. So I would call this definitely a pinky type of nude. So they're very much in a neutral tone. However, they do have a pink undertone to them. And the emblem in the front here with the crystals is pretty much like a silvery tone. Okay, and that's another thing that I have noticed about Hangisi's is that they either have like this silvery tone or they might have like a gunmetal kind of tone, which lends the shoe a little bit more of a darker look. I opted for this color because I thought they would go perfect with everything, and I thought they were just beautiful, frankly. So I picked them up, and I'm so happy. By the way, I didn't really pick them up. My husband bought them for me for Valentine's Day, an early Valentine's Day present, because he knew I love the shoes. So let's take a little tour of the shoe. Obviously, nothing earth-shattering here. The Hangisi's have been around forever. They are a classic. They have a pointy toe, but it's very much a rounded pointy toe. It's not like an exaggerated point that's going to date. This is a very classic style shoe. They have a leather bottom, a leather sole, and you can see when you look on the bottom it says handmade in Italy. The size will be there, and there's a couple dots there too, which I just doing a little bit of reading up on these, I learned that the number of dots indicates the factory where the shoes were made. So there have been some videos out there that say that depending on where the shoes are made may depend on how the shoes fit. So I cannot verify that, obviously, since this is my first pair of Hangisi's. However, I can say this, that I did get my regular size. So I don't live anywhere near a Manolo Blahniks store, nor is it easy for me to get these. So it's definitely something that I would have to purchase online, even if I drive all the way to like the Philadelphia area and go to the King of Prussia Mall. Neiman Marcus is the only place that has them, and they have a very limited supply of Hangisi's. So I have seen them in person, but again, very limited in as far as the color goes, as far as the heel height goes. So I decided to purchase them online, and when you're purchasing something online, you're not necessarily sure exactly where they are coming from. So that is something that I can't verify about the dots and what the sizing is going to be. However, I have heard that some of the factories have a slightly different sizing proportion than others. But when I was looking at these, and I looked at them for a long time, believe me, I did. But I thought, you know, there were places that said that you needed to size down. There's places that said you needed to size up. I wasn't sure, and I decided to go ahead with my typical size. So normally I'm a 6.5 to a 7 in US sizes. So for European sizes, I usually do a 37, and I decided to just go ahead and get the 37 and see where it took me from there. And I'm very glad I did, because the 37 fits exactly as I would wish. So the left shoe fits perfectly. The right shoe is slightly large, and that's because my right foot is a little bit smaller than my left. And so normally what I do is put a insert or an insole into my shoe, and that solves my problem for me. So these fit me perfectly as a 37, which is the normal size that I would usually take in any European or designer shoes. So again, the shoe itself is in satin. And the heel height, so let's talk about the heel heights a little bit. So Hangisi's come in a variety of different heel heights. They come in a flat if you're not someone who wears a heel. They also come in a 50 millimeter, which is I would say a really good kitten heel size. Then they're the 70 millimeter, which is about 2.5 inches. So it would be a little bit shorter than this one. This is the 90 millimeters, and I opted for the 90 millimeters because I felt like it was the right choice, something that's not too high but not too low either. I felt like it was the perfect option for me. Then after the 90, they also offer a 100, they offer a 105, and they offer a 115, which must be like skyscraper height. I would never be able to wear a 115, but they are out there as an option for anybody who's looking for a really high heel. But again, I opted for the 90 millimeter, perfectly happy with it. It's about 3.5 inches, and it seems to be the perfect heel height for any hemline, any pant length, anything like that. And so I felt like it was just going to be perfect. And this beautiful, beautiful satin and this beautiful neutral color was just speaking to me. So a quick tour of the shoe. We got our leather bottom. We also have a leather interior, and the satin on the shoe is absolutely gorgeous. If you examine the shoe carefully, like I would defy you to put it under a magnifying glass. There are no stitches visible at all, even in the back where you have the seam, and all along the bottom of the heel, no stitches to be seen anywhere at all. The stitching around the top edge of the shoe is flawless. You can barely even see them. There's no glue anywhere. The heels are perfectly balanced, and they also have this beautiful little like silver metal piece around the bottom of the heel, which just adds that little extra something for these shoes. So overall, I have to say the shoes are beautifully, beautifully made. They are quite comfortable. I have worn them around the house a little bit. They do have some padding at the heel. They have the padding at the arch. There's not as much padding at the ball of the foot, but again, I usually put an insole or an inner sole into the shoe to protect the ball of my foot, and I find that that works really, really great for me. So I cannot stress enough how beautiful these shoes are. When I first opened them up the very first time and I looked at the crystals, I was just blown away at how gorgeous they are. They really do shine almost like diamonds. Like, they are just utterly gorgeous, and I find this shoe to be such a classic and so, so gorgeous. I can't believe I never bought a pair before, and now after looking at them, I can see why so many people have so many in their collection, because they come in so many beautiful colors. It was actually kind of hard to pick a color. I thought I wanted a color, and then I thought I wanted something neutral. I ended up with the neutral, but in addition to having these like very white, bright, almost silvery crystals, they also give you an option of like a gunmetal hardware, which means that the crystals themselves are resting on more of a darker surface, so they look a little bit darker and they give a whole different vibe to the shoe. And so that is something that perhaps I will explore in the future. I'm just really, really, really excited about these shoes and thinking that they're so, so beautiful. I can't believe I have never purchased them before. So I'm really, really happy with these shoes, very excited to wear them. And as far as styling goes, these are a classic. I'm going to wear these with everything. So I can see them with jeans, even torn, ripped jeans, distressed jeans. They look beautiful. Skirts, pants, dress pants, whatever. I think that these will elevate any outfit, and I'm really, really excited to have them. So I just wanted to share it with you to show off my beautiful Manolo Blahniks. So if you have any questions for me or any comments for me, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, guys, next week. So in the meantime, take care.